Hello, my West Main family. You have no idea how excited and happy I am to be sharing this video with you this week because this Sunday, June the 14th, we are officially going to be back here at the building to worship together. After months of uncertainty and prayer, we are excited to begin a step toward regaining a sense of normalcy. All that being said, even though we are planning to be back this Sunday, we wanted to be sure to do this in the single most safe way possible. So we have made this video in order to try to explain exactly what's going to be happening over the next few weeks as we take these steps back to worshiping together. First off, you should not attend these services in person if you are concerned about becoming infected with COVID-19 or infecting others because you are exposed to work, you have been in contact with a confirmed case of COVID-19 over the past 14 days, or you have experienced any sort of symptom over the past 48 hours, such as fever, loss of taste, cough, chills, or shortness of breath. Now, as we move forward, starting June 14th, this Sunday, we are going to be having two services. The first of which is going to be at 8:30 and is going to be for anybody that is in a high-risk category. For those of you that need to know, you are considered high risk if you fall into one of the following categories. You are 65 years of age or older. You have underlying health conditions such as chronic lung disease, diabetes, obesity, asthma. You reside in a long-term care facility, or your immune system is compromised by some form of chemotherapy or chronic illness. All right? If you fall into one of these categories, you will be worshiping at 8:30 here in the face. As you can see behind me, we have a number of chairs set up 6 feet apart so that we can socially distance and worship together. Ushers will be here in the morning to show you where you can sit. We ask that you please enter through the doors that are already open to avoid cross-contamination on door handles. If you are attending the 8:30 service, we ask that you show up and park, but please stay in your car until 8:15. That way we can avoid as much prolonged indoor fellowship as possible. We understand that you are going to want to sit around and visit with people that you haven't had the opportunity to see in a very long time. And we encourage that, but we encourage that from an appropriate social distance perspective outside after services are over. We don't want to have to be in here any longer than possible. We want to be able to worship together, and these are the safety guidelines that are going to be used to ensure that we can do that. As you come in, there will be a table set up with single-serve communions, and as you leave, there will be a table set up with contribution baskets, so you can take in as you go, and you can drop off your contribution as you leave. Although not required, we strongly encourage everybody attending services to think about wearing a mask. If you don't have a mask already, please contact one of the ministers or the deacons or the office staff. We do have masks on standby that we can provide to you. If you notice behind me, in between the two restroom doors, there's a hand sanitizer station. That is more than welcome to be used. The restrooms, however, we want to limit to at least 2 people in there at a time. There will also be wipes on the inside of the restrooms so that you can wipe down anything that you may touch while inside. If you're not worshiping at 8:30, there will be a service for you at 10 a.m. here in the auditorium. Now, just like at the face, everybody in attendance is expected to maintain a 6-foot distance from each other. In the auditorium, there will be designated pews that you are allowed to sit on. The pews not in use will be taped off, and there will be a taped off section in the middle of each pew to avoid sitting at. Please only sit in the designated areas. Also the same in the face, although not required, it is strongly encouraged that if you are attending these services, you consider wearing a mask for your safety as well as the safety of others. We understand that after a long time away, everybody is going to want to greet and talk to each other, but please refrain from handshakes, high fives, hugging, and no greeting each other with a holy kiss. If you want to fellowship, we encourage that you do so from a socially distanced feet outside after services are over. Please only enter through doors that are already open, and if at all possible, park on the north side of the building and enter through the north side doors underneath the canopy or down in the fellowship hall. There will be communion tables set up in both locations with single-serve communions. Now, if you are uncomfortable in either service taking a single-serve communion, or you just want to help us save material, feel free to bring your own communion from home. Also, to remember that the same as in the face, the restrooms here will need to be limited to 2 people at a time, and we ask that you wipe down anything that you touch inside. The water fountains are also going to be non-functional, so if you want water, please bring a bottle from home. We are incredibly excited and we look forward to seeing you. But we also want you to remember that these 2 services at 8 o'clock and at 10:30 will be our only services inside for the time being. There will not be a Wednesday night service, nor will there be Sunday morning Bible classes. However, our Sunday evening singings and our Wednesday evening devotionals will still continue to happen, weather permitting, outside at the Face. The same as the 8:30 service, if you are attending the 10 o'clock service, we ask that you please refrain, if at all possible, from showing up before 9:45 in order to keep a time restraint on how long we are indoors. Also, there will not be any songbooks or bulletins passed out. The bulletin will continue to be emailed out, and the songs will be on the PowerPoint the same as always. This 10 o'clock service will also be live streamed on our website and uploaded to YouTube later that day. So if you are worshiping from home, you can still do that with the rest of us here at the auditorium. At the end of this particular service, we will be dismissed 1 pew at a time. So please remember to stay seated until your pew has been dismissed. We encourage people being dismissed to either exit out the back foyer and out the north side doors or downstairs to the fellowship hall. At the end of the service, there will be contribution plates in each location so that you can drop off your contribution as you leave the auditorium. From hand sanitizer stations in the foyer to single-serve communion, we are doing everything we can to make this return to West Main as safe as possible. But we need your help. So please do not stand around and prolong in hallways or foyers, and please only go into designated open areas. For example, all of our classrooms as well as our nursery will be closed for the time being. We want to keep everybody in very specific locations to avoid deep cleaning the entire building, as well as keep everything as safe as possible for us to return. Would also like you to know that if you happen to attend one of our services here at West Main and then you start showing symptoms of COVID-19, please reach out to the office staff or one of the elders as soon as possible. We want to emphasize that although we are taking every precaution we possibly can to make this as safe a return as possible, there is never going to be a zero risk when coming back together to worship. So please understand that as we move forward. We are so incredibly excited to finally be back at the building together to worship and to regain some sense of normalcy. But in order for this to work, we need help from you, our West Main family, by doing a few things for us. First off, please follow the directions. The full plan can be found on our Facebook page or our website. We understand that you may think that some of these restrictions are absolutely ridiculous, but it is important that we can continue to safely gather together, and that only works if everybody will please follow the directions. We'd also like to emphasize a no judgment policy. Although we should have this all the time, we understand that a time like this of unprecedented uncertainty can lead people to make snap judgments. please understand that if you are uncomfortable being back at the building, there will be no judgment passed on you. You don't know what's in my heart, and I don't know what's in yours. We are trusting each and every one of our members to make the best possible decision for themselves and for their families, whether that be staying at home for a few more weeks or being back at the building. We love each and every one of you. We are so excited to come back, and we cannot wait for what the next step is going to be. We look forward to seeing you June the 14th.